What's up, y'all? First thing I want to say is thank you for being here. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. Your attention is your most valuable resource, and I don't take it lightly that you're sharing it with me. For all intents and purposes, I'm essentially a stranger on the internet who put out a message that resonated with you. You followed it in, and now we're here and having some sort of interaction. So, thank you. I really, really appreciate that. So I want to tell you a little bit more about the birth of this idea. So as I mentioned in the email, the Wellspring started as a pretty simple idea to take bold and courageous action toward the life that you want to live. Jake and I were introduced to Eric Godsey's work, which I mentioned in the email as well, specifically his series called The Shimmer. And it's incredible. I've linked it in the email below this. I really suggest you check it out. But essentially, The Shimmer is what he calls the internet, and he lays out top to bottom what the shimmer will do to our attentional systems. It will leave us with mental injuries. He's got all the citations. He walks you all the way through it. Incredibly compelling. And so what Jake and I began to realize is that one of the reasons why people aren't taking bold and courageous action toward the life they want to live is because their attention is shot. We can't even focus on the shit that we want to do. And that's a problem. So then attention came in as a really critical component of what we want to build in the Wellspring. And we were initially thinking that we were basically going to talk to just distracted adults. And as the idea kept growing, we realized that we could specify that even further to say distracted millennials. Number one, because we love the fourth turning and we were deeply inspired by millennials being labeled as the hero generation. But number two, we believe that millennials occupy a really unique place in our culture. And there's a lot of opportunity here for us to get our shit together to help steward whatever is coming next. And real quick, I just want to say we're not excluding people who aren't millennials. It's a non-specific term. Don't get caught up on it if you don't fall on like the exact day. We also realize that an optimal psychological and personal development lens would combine both internal exploration with external action. And so what we've done is we've put together a series of protocols and experiments. And so we wanted to figure out how to bring in the bold and courageous action coupled with the inner work, coupled with rebuilding our attention. And that's essentially what the Wellspring is becoming. I'm sure a lot of questions are coming up for you, and I'm going to share in the next email, like specifically the protocols that we're following, what the weekly, monthly flow looks like. So if those questions are arising, don't worry, they'll get answered soon. I don't want to overwhelm you with information right now. I mostly just want you to understand where we're coming from. The last thing I want to say is that Jake and I really do believe we can all make a difference. And we can make a difference specifically by being where our feet are and taking bold and courageous action in our communities. And those ripples out, while they might seem small, are actually the things that we need to create larger, massive, systemic change. So there's a paradox here. We're thinking big by thinking small. And we're taking that fire that we feel about the state of the world and about things that are going on. And instead of just being frustrated, we're actually going to take that in. We're going to be among like-minded folks in community. And then we're going to channel that into creating the life that we want to live. And we couldn't be more excited. So thank you again for being here. Stay tuned for the next email with specific details of how the community operates. And for those of y'all who are going to follow this all the way through and join us, I can't wait to meet you and spend some time with you.